I'm elbow deep in fondant when my phone buzzes for the third time in 5 minutes. My tank top has a suspicious buttercream stain, and I'm pretty sure there's dried icing in my body. This is not how I pictured my Tuesday going. Quinn Parker Events. I answered, placing my phone on my ear. Miss Parker? This is Natalie Brooks. We met briefly at the Hartwell Foundation mixer last month. My hands freeze. Natalie Brooks. Even her name sounds expensive. I remember her, tall, devastatingly beautiful, with sleek platinum blonde hair styled in a sophisticated blunt lob that framed her sharp jawline. Ice blue eyes that could probably cut a glass. Miss Brooks, hi. Of course I remember. What can I do for you? I try to sound professional despite currently looking like I lost a fight with the bakery. I have a unique proposition. Are you available to meet today? My office, say, for o'clock. I glance at the disaster zone that is my kitchen studio apartment. The Sanderson wedding is in 3 days. I'm behind on invoices, and my landlord left another passive-aggressive note about late rent. But Natalie Brooks doesn't call nobodies like me unless she's desperate or impressed. I'll be there. I've changed into my one good blazer. Emerald green, fitted, paired with black cigarette pants and heels that make my legs look longer than they are. Natalie stands at her desk, her platinum lob perfectly styled with a slight wave at the ends, a few strategic pieces tucked behind one ear. She's in a corporate yellow suit that fits like they were made for her body specifically. When she turns, those ice blue eyes lock onto mine, and I feel it, that same electric jolt from the mixer. Miss Parker, thank you for coming on short notice. Her voice is cool, controlled. She gestures to the leather chair across from her desk. Please sit. I settled into the chair, giving her my most confident smile. You sounded intriguing on the phone. I'm all ears. She studies me for a long moment, and I resist the urge to squirm under that intense gaze. Finally, she spoke. I need a girlfriend. I blink. Excuse me? Not a real one. A fake one. For appearances. She says it like she's discussing a business merger. My investors are conservative, family-oriented. They've made it clear that my perceived lack of stability in my personal life is concerning them. There are rumors, questions about my priorities. And you need me because you're charming, believable, and desperately need money. She slides a folder across the desk. I had you researched. 3 months behind on rent, student loans, credit card debt from starting your business. The Sanderson wedding will help, but not enough. I should be offended, but she's not wrong. I open the folder and nearly choke at the number on the contract. That's $50,000. Half up front, half when we complete the terms. She leans back, utterly composed. 6 weeks. You'll attend events with me, family dinners, the annual charity gala, and the investors' retreat in the Hamptons. We'll be affectionate in public. Convincing. But the moment we're alone, we maintain boundaries. My heart hammers against my ribs. $50,000 would change my life. But something about the clinical way she's presenting this makes me pause. Why me? You could hire an actress. Someone with experience. For the first time, something flickers in those ice blue eyes. Vulnerability, maybe. Because when we met at the Hartwell mixer, you made me laugh. That's rare. And my family will interrogate anyone I bring home. They'll sniff out a performance. But you're genuine. Real. They'll believe you. I tap my fingers on the armrest, studying her. There's something she's not saying, something wounded beneath that perfect exterior. What are the rules? She pulls out another document. No real feelings. Public affection only when necessary. You'll stay in my guest room to make it believable to my household staff. No crossing emotional or physical lines beyond what's required for appearances. And when the 6 weeks are up, we part ways cleanly. No drama. I should walk away. This is insane. But that number keeps dancing in my vision, and something else too, curiosity. What would it be like to crack that ice queen exterior? One condition, I say, meeting her gaze. I'm not a prop. You treat me like a person, not an employee, in public and private. Something shifts in her expression. Respect, maybe. She extends her hand. Deal. When our palms connect, electricity shoots up my arm. Her skin is soft, her grip firm and warm. We hold on a second too long, and I see her pupils dilate slightly before she pulls away. Oh, this is going to be complicated. 3 days later, I'm standing in Natalie Brooks' guest room with my 2 suitcases and a growing sense that I've made a spectacular mistake. The room is bigger than my entire apartment. A king-sized bed. Everything is pristine, untouched, like a luxury hotel that forgot to have a soul. Is it adequate? I turn to find Natalie in the doorway, her platinum lob styled in soft waves today, wearing casual clothes that still somehow look designer, fitted white turtlenecks and high-waisted slacks. Adequate. I smiled, gesturing around. Natalie, this is nicer than anywhere I've ever lived. It's perfect. Almost too perfect. What does that mean? I shrug, unpacking my mismatched clothes into the massive closet. Not a home. Don't you ever just make a mess? Leave dishes in the sink. Throw your bra on the floor after a long day. Her cheeks actually color. It's adorable. I have housekeeping staff.
Right.
Of course you do. Dinner is at 7, she says, her voice returning to that cool, professional tone. My mother is joining us. Our first test. My stomach flips. Tonight? Already? She insisted on meeting you immediately. Natalie's jaw tightens. She's persistent. At 6:45, I'm standing in front of my closet in just my bra and underwear, panicking. Natalie appears in the doorway, freezes, and immediately turns her back. I'm sorry, I should have knocked. It's fine, I'm just freaking out. What do I wear to meet your mother? What's our story? How did we meet? Do we have inside jokes? Pet names? She turns slowly, keeping her eyes very deliberately on my face. But I catch the slight flush on her neck. The navy dress, she says quietly. It's elegant, but approachable. I glance at the dress she's indicating. Good choice. Now, the story? She steps into the room, maintaining careful distance. We met at the Hartwell mixer. I spilled champagne on you. You made a joke about it being an expensive dry cleaning bill, and I offered to take you to dinner as an apology. We've been seeing each other for 6 weeks. 6 weeks? That's fast for bringing someone home to mom. My mother thinks I'm too closed off. Meeting you this quickly will seem romantic. Spontaneous. She says the words like they're foreign. I slip the dress on, turning my back, so she can zip me. Can you? I feel her hesitate, then her fingers brush my spine as she draws the zipper up. Her touch is featherlight, but it sends shivers across my skin. When I turn, she's closer than I expected. Close enough that I can see gold flecks in her blue eyes. Thank you, I whisper. She nods. You look beautiful. Before I can respond, the doorbell chimes. Natalie's mother is exactly what I expected and nothing like I imagined. Catherine Brooks has silver hair styled in an elegant chignon, sharp features softened by genuine warmth, and eyes that see everything. So you're the woman who's put that spark back in my daughter's eyes, she says, pulling me into a hug that smells like jasmine and old money. Over dinner, prepared by Natalie's private chef because of course she is one, Catherine interrogates me with the skill of a seasoned prosecutor disguised as motherly interest. What do you do, dear? I'm an event planner. Weddings mostly, but some corporate events. I take Natalie's hand on the table, improvising. Actually, Nat hired me for the charity gala before we started dating. She was so focused on making everything perfect, I couldn't help but admire her dedication. Nat. No one calls her that. I glance at Natalie, who's looking at me with something between surprise and amusement. Well, I do. She pretends to hate it, but I know better. Natalie squeezes my hand, playing along. She's incorrigible. I prefer charmingly persistent. I grin, and I swear I see Natalie's lips twitch. Catherine watches us, like we're the most fascinating show on television. How did you know she was interested? My daughter isn't exactly expressive. Natalie stiffens, but I jump in. The little things. She remembered my coffee order after hearing it once. She sent me an article about sustainable wedding planning because she knew I'd been researching it. And when she laughs, really laughs, her whole face changes. It's like the sun coming out. I'm not acting anymore, I realize. These things are true. I've noticed them in just the few interactions we've had. Natalie is staring at me, something vulnerable in her expression. Quinn notices everything. Someone has to, I say softly, holding her gaze.
Well,
This is unexpected. After Catherine leaves with promises to see us at the gala, I collapse onto Natalie's pristine white couch, kicking off my heels. Holy hell, your mother is intense. Natalie pours us both wine, her movements precise. She liked you. How can you tell? She barely smiled. She hugged you goodbye. She never does that. Natalie's hands met a glass, sitting on the opposite end of the couch, maintaining distance. You were very convincing. So were you. The hand squeeze under the table was a nice touch. You started it. True. Can I ask you something? Off the record from our fake relationship. She tenses. What? Why do you do that? Pull away the moment things feel real? She's quiet for so long I think she won't answer. Then, because real things end. Business arrangements have clear terms. My heart aches for her. Not everything ends badly, Natalie. In my experience, it does. She stands abruptly. I should let you get settled. Tomorrow we have brunch with my board members. 9 a.m. She's retreating, walls slamming back into place. I want to push, to crack through that armor, but it's only day one. Good night, Nat. She pauses at the doorway. Quinn. Yeah, thank you. For tonight. Before I can respond, she's gone. I sit alone in her perfect, empty living room and wonder what the hell I've gotten myself into. The next 2 weeks pass in a blur of events, staged photographs, and increasingly complicated feelings. We fall into a rhythm. Morning coffee together. She takes hers black. I drown mine in caramel creamer that makes her nose wrinkle adorably. She works from home sometimes, and I catch myself watching her. The way her brow furrows when she's concentrating, how she tucks her platinum hair behind her ear when she's frustrated. The touching becomes second nature. Her hand on my lower back guiding me through crowds. My fingers are threading through hers at dinners. The way she pulls me close when cameras flash, her breath warm against my temple. But it's the private moments that undo me. It's a Friday night, 2.5 weeks in. We've just returned from an investor's cocktail party where I spent 3 hours being the perfect, charming girlfriend. My face hurts from smiling. I find Natalie in the kitchen, still in her navy slip dress, her hair slightly mussed from the evening. She's staring at the open refrigerator like it holds the secrets of the universe. You do know that food doesn't magically appear when you stare at it, right? I tease, padding and barefoot, having changed into shorts and a tank top. She glances at me, and something flickers in her eyes as she takes in my casual clothes. The chef left meals prepared, but nothing sounds appealing. When's the last time you just cooked? For fun. I don't cook. Everyone cooks. I make toast. Sometimes. I laugh, moving to the fridge and pulling out eggs, cheese, vegetables. Okay, CEO Barbie. Tonight you learn to make an omelet. I don't need. It's not about need. Come here. I pat the counter space next to me. She hesitates, then joins me, rolling up her sleeves. I try not to notice how elegant her wrists are, how close she's standing. First, we crack the eggs. I demonstrate, then hand her one. Your turn. She holds it like it might explode. This seems unnecessarily complicated. Oh my God, you're adorable when you're out of your element. The words slip out before I can stop them. Her eyes meet mine, startled. Adorable. Shut up and crack the egg, Brooks. She does, getting shell fragments everywhere. I laugh, reaching over to help her fish them out. Our hands brush in the bowl, and neither of us moves away. See? Not so hard. My voice comes out quieter than intended. We cook together, and it's messy and imperfect, and more fun than I've had in years. I burn the first omelet. We're laughing, really laughing, and when she smiles at me, genuinely smiles, I forget this is supposed to be fake. We end up on the couch with our mediocre omelets, her head tipped back in a laugh as I recount a disaster wedding involving a drunk bridesmaid and a chocolate fountain. "You're making that up," she accuses, eyes bright. I swear on my overpriced culinary school degree. It's true. I'm gesturing wildly, animated. Chocolate. Everywhere. The bride cried, the groom threatened to sue me, and I had to comp the entire cake just to smooth things over. But you built your business anyway. Spite is a powerful motivator. I grin, then soften. And I love it. Making people's perfect days come true. Even when it's chaotic. She's looking at me with an expression I can't read. You're remarkable, Quinn. My breath catches. Natalie. Her phone buzzes. The spell breaks. She checks it, and her expression shuts down.